Okay, Shalom. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under command in Jerry YAHANNA. Started out of 1 West Line, 25th Street, Harlem, New York. The I.S.U.P.K is not affiliated with any other group. You understand? And since 1969, the I.S.U.P.K has been teaching the so-called blacks of the transatlantic slave trade and the natives of North, Central, and South America, according to the Bible and other historical records and archaeology, they are the true biblical Israelites. You understand? And since 1969, we have been teaching that these people are those people, man, and been bringing out this truth and cutting down all the doctrines and lies of Christianity and Islam and all the rest of the lies of this world. You understand? And today's the Tuesday Brotherhood class. I'm priest officer of 500, Shamgar Bun Bunyangan, holding it down here in the city of London, in the UK. You understand? And today's title of the class is Salakia. A fearful mind is not of the Lord, you understand? Fearful man is not the Lord. When we come into this truth and we learn this, our heritage, we learn the laws and our culture and our way, and we have to unlearn the things that we've learned in this world. One of the many things that we have learned in this world is fear. We've learned how to fear carnal things. We learn how to fear basic things to stand up for ourselves. We have integrity, you understand? We have allowed ourselves to be fearful of the oppressor and fearful of the world that we live in, but in the midst of it, we are contributing to the destruction of ourselves in this world, man, by following the ways of this world. You understand? But when you come to the truth, man, you can't have fear when you serve the Lord. For a long time, we've served in Christianity, we've served in Islam, and we have learned that to serve God, you understand, you have to be a wuss, you understand? You have to be weak and soft. And we haven't learned how to be men according to the Bible, according to our culture and our way. You understand? That's why most of the brothers in the church are all effeminate and soft and weak, and they're under their women. But in the UPK, we stand for the Lord, man. We stand for our culture and our heritage, the Lord's heritage, man. And we stand for the right way, in fact, that men should be masculine and have no fear. And sisters also, man, you should not be masculine. But you shouldn't have fear also, you understand? You should be feminine as can possibly be, but you should still have integrity, and you should have not fear. Because when you serve the Lord, fear cannot be an element that you have. The only fear you should have is to fear the Most High, meaning to do as He commands us, man. That's a fear of respect. The fear of respect for the Most High power and our King, Yahushua. You understand? That type of fear we require is a form of respect that we serve the Most High. You understand? But we are not to be in fear, but we serve the Most High, man. So, like, if you could get me, 1 John chapter 4, verse 18, Bob Kushal.
First John 4, verse 18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear.
You understand? There is no fear in love. In the Christian church, they fear their oppressor, man. They fear, you understand, white Jesus, man. They fear having integrity and standing up for yourself. You understand? They fear loving their own people. They fear to acknowledge the crimes of their enemies. But perfect love, you understand, casteth out fear. You know what I mean? Real love, you cannot have fear. You understand? If you truly serve the Most High, you cannot have fear, man. You understand? So like if you drop down and get me 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3, Boca Show.
1 John 3, verse 5, everyone?
Chapter 5, verse 3.
Oh, Colin Council. 1 John 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous.
You understand? This is the love of the Most High, man. It's the love of the Father. To follow as His commandments do, man. To do as He says, man. You understand? To keep to the statutes and the laws that was given unto our foreparents. That is the love of the Father, man. That's the true love of this Bible. And in serving the Most High and in doing and keeping these laws and commandments and committing to the true love, you understand, you cannot have fear. You understand? And it says they are not grievous. According to the Bible, according to the Most High, it is not grievous for you. It will not be grievous, and it will not cause you harm to not eat swine's flesh, to not sleep with white women, to not, to you know what I mean, to not eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, to not defile yourself with mankind. You understand? To not be effeminate. These things are not grievous to you to not do. You understand? But we have learned softness and weakness in this place, man. We need to understand and remember the God we serve, and the most high power that we are the princes of, and we're the princes of the princes and princesses of the power, man. And we have to remember that. You understand? So look, if you get me Joshua chapter 1 and verse 7.
Cut on concert. Joshua chapter 1 verse 7. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses, my servant, commanded thee.
So like, if you can jump up to verse 5, bro, sure.
Cut on concert. Joshua 1 verse 5. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not
this is
fail
the
thee.
Most High speaking to Joshua, man. One of our four parents, man. You understand? And after Moses was in rule and he led Israel into the wilderness away from captivity, it was him to take the charge now. It was Joshua's time to take charge of Israel and to lead them. You understand? And he said, there shall not any man stand before thee, man. You understand? Read on.
Kadawan Khan. Be strong and of a good courage. For unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the
You
land.
understand? Unto this people, you shall divide the inheritance, man. You have to be strong when you lead the people of Yasha'Allah, man. You understand?
Right.
That's why you have to be strong to do the bidding of the Lord and lead the people, man. Lead them back to the Lord's way and his heritage, man. Lead them according to the will of the Father. Just like in the I.S.U.P.K under command during YAHANNA. That's what we do in here, man. We lead Israel, man. You understand? According to the sound doctrine which was given unto us. Read on.
Kadawan Khan. Which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous.
Only be strong and courageous, man. You understand? You can't serve the Lord if you ain't strong and courageous. You can't help and lead the people if you aren't strong and bold and courageous. Read on.
Right, Kadawan Khan. That thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses, my servant, commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right. Salakia, turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper wherever so thou goest.
You understand? Wherever Yasha'Allah will go, and whatever Israel will do, you understand, to survive and to feed their families and children, and to fight and defend themselves in war. Wherever we shall go, when we keep the law of the Father, and we keep onto that discipline and that strength, and keep the courage of the Lord, you understand, then whatever we do, we shall prevail, you understand? When we stand with the Most High, and we keep his laws, we'll prevail, man. But if we stray, that's when we fall. That's when we suffer. When we stray from the Father's laws and his way and his strength, that's when Israel will fall, man. You understand? Read on.
Quran Khan, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
Day and night we are commanded to meditate in these records, man. To meditate in the law and to have the spirit of the law always on us. Day and night, man. You cannot forget these things which mark us, man, as the children of the Most High. You understand? Any more on that?
Cancer.
Go ahead.
That thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
That's when we will have good success, man. That's when we will thrive in this world and anything we do. When we serve the Father, man, nothing can stand against us. When we are strong and courageous and bold and down for the Most High and for what everything that stands for Him, we cannot do no wrong, man. We can never go wrong, man. You understand? We're only going the right way. You know what I mean? Alright, so like if you drop that, yeah, if you can get me Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 10, bro, sure.
Isaiah 41 verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God, and I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness.
That's right, man. You understand? You can't. This is how you know who serves the Father and who doesn't, man. Who stands boldly in the face of danger. Who stands boldly against the drug dealers in the community, man. Who stands boldly speaking against the crimes and the weed and the false religions in the community. Boldly so. You understand? That's who you know the Lord is with. Because others are too weak and too fearful to ever stand boldly for the Most High. That's why they hide in their churches, banging the tambourine, grinning teeth with massa, because they're not built for this, man. They're not built to truly serve the Most High. They're built to love and be hippies and soft. But that's not what the Most High requires, man. He requires men that will stand boldly for His righteousness, man, and will execute judgment when given the orders to do so. You understand? He doesn't want weakness and 50-50 and lukewarm BS, man. Nah. He wants men that will fight and die for this righteousness' sake, man, and stand and live accordingly. You understand? Read on.
Khan. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish.
You understand? When you serve the Lord, you have to understand that you have a power that none else possess. There is a great and terrible power behind you, man.
Right.
We are the children of Israel. When we see the things happening in this world with the Afghanistan and all these people, man, you have to understand that the Taliban, they don't have the Father, man. They don't have the Most High. The Most High will never be with them and never has been. So that's why they pick up arms and fight carnally and try to do what they do to stand for their people. But we don't need to do that, man. We only need to do what the Father tells us, man. Then we will be strong. And then He will defend us and show us strength. And the strong and the warriors of us will stand and do according to the law, man. When the time is right, we'll be given those orders, man. But this time is just a time of keeping the righteous and just simply following those orders. Following basic orders, which when the time is right and our King returns, then the big orders will come. You understand?
Right.
But right about now, we have to understand that we have to be fearful. We have to be fearless in the face of all things. Those that are incensed against us cannot prosper. You understand? When you know what it means to be incensed, it means to be furious with you. You understand? Wanting to kill you and end you. You know what I mean? They have a perpetual hatred for you. When someone is incensed against you, it means they want to kill you, man. They want to end you, and that's how they are with our people. They are incensed against us, all these nations, man.
Right.
No matter how many times they may smile in your face, but they may give you some song and a dance or some BS that means nothing. We have to remember that these nations are incensed against us. Right. And the Lord said, when we are righteous and we follow the Lord's commandments, those that are incensed against us and those that quarrel with us, you understand, they will fall, man. You understand? Read that bit again, Salakia.
Khan. Isaiah 41 verse 10. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and
That's right, man.
confounded.
They'll be ashamed and confounded, man. Isn't that just like how when they step up against the UPK and they are ashamed and confounded and found to be foolish
Can't.
and unlearned? You understand? This is what happens when the Lord is with you, man. When you have served with righteousness and strength, you will find only victory in your path, man. You understand? But when you strive for dishonor and weakness and carnality, you will find great shame, man. You understand? You know what I mean? You will find great shame. When you strive for perfection, you'll find only strength and honor. And that's what it means, man. That's what it means to serve the Lord, man. You've got to have that strength. You've got to endure because why we as a nation have uttered our history, man. Our history is uttered throughout the four corners of the earth. They know YAHANNA, man. They know who we are. And they know what we've been through as a nation. How we've been in and out of slavery and captivity and many different empires and nations. All heathen nations at that, of course, you understand? But these nations will one day understand that we are the children of YAHANNA, man. We are the ones the Lord chose, and we will regain our place again. When we can remember to keep our laws and to come back to our heritage and our ways,
Right.
none can stand against us, man. You understand? Any more?
Cut on can't.
Go ahead.
They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish.
That's right, man. It will be as nothing, man. Just as these heathens are, they are nothing. And all those that stand against you that are in the truth, that stand for righteousness, man, those that strive against you will perish, man. They will find their end because they have not understood who they are dealing with, who they are messing with, man. The Lord has chosen these brothers and sisters, you understand? And you, thinking with your arrogance, thinking that you can come in your place to ever speak against them or to ever belittle them in any way in your little man, the Lord will come with something else, man. Will come with some type of fire to regain that remembrance of who the Lord is with. You understand? They will perish, man. They will perish. They think they can go around and they can run this world and all the rest of it. But then they touch the Lord's anointed, man. The Lord will remind them of whom are his, man. You understand? Those that are his, he will remind those enemies of them, man. Because if you're an enemy of the Lord, you're an enemy of the righteous, man. You understand? And vice versa. If you're an enemy of the righteous, you're an enemy of the Most High. You understand? Any more?
Not us, sir.
Okay, go ahead. If
So
you
I
got,
can't. No, I can't. No, there is Salakia.
go ahead.
Thou shalt seek them and shalt not find them, even them that contend with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught.
That's right, man. Meaning they will be nothing, man, and they will always be as nothing. Once they step against the Lord's anointed, the Lord's chosen, the people that have served the Lord with righteousness and sincerity, they can never, ever be found as something after that, man. The Lord will have his judgment, man, and the Lord will have his vengeance over for his anointed. You understand? And your reward will be nothing. You will find yourself in nothing. You know what I mean? So, Lucky, any more on that?
Cancer.
Go ahead.
For I, the Lord, thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel.
Damn right, man. You understand? The Lord will help us, man. Will help YAHANNA, man. Will help those that are true and righteous and that truly serve him, man, according to the sound doctrine, man. You understand? Not those who serve themselves in these little Christian churches and these fake groups, man, but those who truly serve him with true understanding and true sincerity, man. This is the place where the Lord has set his name, man. And this is where you'll find those men and women that serve the Lord, man. You understand? Right. And when we serve the Lord, nothing can stand against us, man.
That's right.
Nothing can harm and touch our heads. Only nothing but swords will fall upon them who attempt to stand against those that serve the Most High. You understand? If you can drop that here, and you can get me Isaiah again, chapter 54 and verse 17, Brother Shah.
Isaiah 54, verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord.
That's right, man. That's right, man. Simple as that. Very self-explanatory, man. When we serve the Lord, man, anything that stands against us, better be prepared to find judgment.
Right.
Because you can't fight the Most High. You understand? You can't fight the Allah. You can't fight the angels, man. You know what I mean? You can try, but listen, man, you will not succeed, and you will not get very far. You know what I mean? You'll lose your hand, your foot, everything before you can even try to throw anything at them.
Right.
You understand? Right. And that's just the reality of the world that we live in, man, the universe we live in. The Father, the creator of all things, the heavens and the earth, will never allow something so unrighteous to stand against those that serve him. You understand?
Right.
That's the reality of what we got to live in, man. This power of the Bible is a terrible power. You cannot, you know what I mean? You can't reiterate it enough. In the Christian church, they like to sing us, give us this dream, and sell us this, you know what I'm saying? It's like sell us this little dream about love this and love that. But in actual fact, the Lord, love is only one aspect of the Father, man. He has anger, he has wrath, and he has created evil and destruction on this earth, and the judgments for the evil on this earth, man. This is not the power that will so easily allow you to continue in sin that you find in the Christian church. You understand? If you
So like yourself.
You go ahead.
The Christian church has always said God is love and Christ is love, and they've never ever said he is a terrible and dangerous God when it comes to his children. They've never professed that, and it's kind of softened up our people and making them think that we have to be that way.
Yeah, that's right, and that's it, man. You understand? The Lord, this is the reality, man. These religious institutions have never truly understood the Bible, never truly preached the Bible, because they have never understood the Bible, man. Right. And the only place you can understand the Bible today is in the I.S.U.P.K under commands and YAHANNA. It's only truly understand these records, man. And to truly understand these records, to truly understand the Father, man, the Most High power and our King Yahushua. Right. And these places and institutions only prove themselves to not be authorized, you understand, to be unauthorized to teach. To be unauthorized, they are not the priests of the Lord. The only priests and prophets of the Lord are found in the UPK, man. You understand?
That's right.
So Salaka, if you can get me Matthew chapter 10 and verse 28, Brother Shah.
Matthew 10 verse 28. Salakia. Matthew 10 and 28. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body.
That's right, man. We cannot fear any man who can kill the carnal body, man. We can't fear men. We can't fear the oppressor. We can't fear our brothers in these streets, man. We can't be fearing anything if we serve the Father. You know why? Because the Father has commanded it, man. You understand? You have to fear the Father. You have to serve him. If the Father's commanded that we stand up on a pulpit of wood, you understand, and teach this truth and teach boldly so that the white man is the devil. If we are to be bold and to stand for the Lord and to teach against this vile kingdom, you cannot have fear when you go. You know what I mean? The Christian could never go to camp. You know why? Because Christians go outside and sing, man. You understand? But they don't do the work of the Lord. They don't speak against this wicked kingdom and about the crimes and the homosexuality and the gang violence and the drugs. They don't speak against these things, man. They sing. And that's not what the Lord said to do.
Right.
So when you serve the Lord truly, you understand, you would have to. You understand? You have to have no fear.
Right.
Because you cannot serve him any other way. You have to have no fear when it comes to serving the Father. Because when you stand for the Father, you will stand against entire governments, man. Entire governments and everything that is around about you, man. Because why? The Father sees this world unfit and unclean. And you have to be different. You have to be holy, man. Holy in a place of uncleanness. You have to be separate, man. You understand? You have to be separate from this place where everybody else is doing one thing and thinking and living one way. You have to be completely different, man. You have to be one West, man. You understand?
That's
You
right.
have to be completely different from everybody else around us, man. We have to be alien to them, even our brothers in the world, sisters in the world. You understand? We have to have a different vibe, man. The Lord's vibe, man. You understand? And that can only be achieved when you are willing to stand outside of everywhere else, to stand away from everywhere else and have fear and not slack and have no fear according to men, but only according to what the Father says, man. You understand? So okay, read on.
Karawan Khan. Fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not two sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father.
Meaning what? These two sparrows, man, these tiny little birds, they live and they fly around and they procreate on this earth. The only reason that they are able to listen, the only reason that they will actually fall or die is by the command of the Father. You understand? The only way they're able to die or they're able to live is by the command of the Father, man. You
That's right.
understand? Read on.
Karawan Khan. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore.
Hmm.
Ye are of more value than many sparrows.
That's right, man. You understand? We are more valuable than many sparrows, man. There are many sparrows out there, man, and the hairs of our head are numbered. But listen,
Right.
man, we cannot have fear. We have to serve the Lord with all loyalty and all discipline, man. You understand? We have to follow the Lord's commands blindly, man. You understand? That's what it means to serve the Lord. You will follow Him to the ends of this earth, man, and you will find only righteousness in your path, man. You will find
Khan.
trials and tribulation and death and destruction. You have to serve Him until the very end, man. You
Right.
understand? That
Right.
is our office. That is who we are, man. We are a nation of priests and princes, man. Princes and priests. You understand? And we have to uphold that, man. We have to reclaim what is ours, man. You understand? And that's the only way we can achieve this great kingdom that is to come. We can achieve the rule over the oppressor that has only oppressed and destroyed our people for so long. It's when we take away fear and we throw it away, man. We kill the fear in us and the weakness within us. And
Right.
we take on this new place, this new name, a
Hmm.
new office, man. You
Right.
understand? And to be separate and holy against the nations round about us, man. You know what I mean? Any more on that?
Well, let us. Let us. No.
Okay, no sweat. All right, let's get some examples of where our forefathers, you understand, they stood against fear. That our forefathers did not have fear, and they boldly stood for the Father in the midst of life and death. You understand? Can you get me Daniel chapter 3 and verse 1? Slacker, get me, can you get me, yeah, Daniel chapter 1 On verse 6, Brother Bashar.
Karawan Council. Daniel 6. Daniel's one of them books. You got to go to the context. Slacking on. Can you, sorry, that was Daniel 3.
No,
1.
so if you give me Daniel chapter 1 and verse 6.
Karawan
You
Council.
understand? Daniel was one of our foreparents, man. You understand? And in the time of this is, you know what I'm saying, the beginning of Daniel was the Babylonian captivity. In the Babylonian captivity, there were brothers, man, Judites, that were under in captivity, just like how we see today in the land of the UK and in America and all over the Western Hemisphere. You understand? How our brothers are under subjection under our oppression. Well, this kingdom today, in this kingdom in Daniel, which was the Babylonian Empire, this is where our brothers, these prophets were under captivity, man. And we're gonna read how just like in 1492 and in 1619, just like how when the oppressor came over and he took our name and made us keep a different name and served his and tried to force us to serve his God. Same thing that happened in Daniel, man. Same thing happened in ancient Babylon, and it's the same thing that happens today in spiritual Babylon. You understand? But read that one for sure.
Karawan Khan. Daniel 1, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Now among these were the children of Judah. Daniela, is that said right?
Okay. Read it again.
Now among these were the children of Judah. Is it Daniela?
Is that what it says?
It says Daniel, but in the Hebrew, is it Daniela? Salakia?
I believe so. Khan. Daniel, yeah.
Hananiah, Misael, and Azariah,
Mm-hmm.
unto whom the prince of the Enochs gave names.
So this is the brothers right here, man. So like, if you can read those brothers again.
Now among these were the children of Judah, Daniela, Hananiah, Misael, and Azariah.
Right. So these brothers, man, they were brought up into the captivity, man, under the Babylonians, man. You understand? And they were given names, man. Just like how we also happened in 1619, man. You understand? When you see Roots, you see Kunta Kinte, they took his name and gave him another name. You understand? Took our natural name that we had and they give us another name. That's what they do, man. You understand? This is what these heathens do when they enslave us, take our names and then try to give us their God. You understand? This is what they do. And this is what happened back then too. Read on.
Khan. Unto whom the prince of the Enochs gave names. For he gave unto Daniela the name of Belteshazzar,
Mm-hmm.
and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Misael, Meshach, and to Azariah of Abednego.
That's right, man. You understand? These are the names that the brothers were given in this captivity, man. You understand? If you can get me jump down to chapter 3 and verse 1, Brother Shaw.
Council. Chapter 3, verse 1. Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain, Salakia. He set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon. Then King Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes and governors and the captains, and captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
Mm-hmm.
Then the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then Herod cried aloud, "To you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, you fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king have set up."
So there. You understand? In this captivity, and the Babylonians, they set up this idol, man. They set up this idol just like how you see you got idols in India now, man. They're big temples, man. You know what I mean? This is an idol that was a decree in their land, man. That when all these flutes and instruments were played, you understand, specific instruments were played, you understand, every so often. And when those instruments are played, the people are supposed to bow and worship these images, man, these idols, you understand? Read on.
And whoso falleth not down and worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
So this was the law of that land, man. This is not like today in America with all this, all this other stuff, man. You understand? In this land, you know what I mean? If you didn't serve their God, man, and Salakia, it is like America, Salakia. Today, modern day today, you know what I mean? They're not going to put you to death for not serving their God. But prior to the beginning of this empire, when they forced their gods upon our people, upon the natives of South Central America and North America, you understand, and upon our brothers of the southern tribe, you understand, you know what I mean, of the so-called Negroes, you understand, we were forced to serve their images, man. That's what we was forced to do. We was put down in slavery, man. We lost our names. We was abused and tortured, and if we didn't serve their God, we was put to death, man. You understand? This is what happened to us. This is throughout history. This is an ongoing repetition of history for our people, man. Throughout the Bible and other history, man. You understand? Other sources of history, so like it. You know what I mean? And this is what we have enjoyed the people for years. You know what I mean? And many millennia, we have been suffering these things, man, under the hands of these heathens, man. You understand? Read on.
Khan. Therefore, at the time when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar, the king, had set up. Wherefore, at that time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worship, that he should be cast into the into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou has set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, if ye be ready, that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye shall fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast into ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
You understand? And this is what was going down, man. This is what was going down in the Babylonian captivity, man. This is how they were dealing with our brothers, man. You understand? They were saying, listen, man, if you don't bow down to that stupid image, that's how they do in the Mecca today. They literally bow to a stupid stone, you understand?
Right.
If we was not to do it, they would kill us, man. And that's what they did to us, man. That's what the Arabs did to us. When we didn't want to bow down to the cobblestone, what they do, they slaughtered our foreparents, man. You understand? That's what they did to us, man. Just like the Christians and the Christian cross, the same thing. This is what happened. And yet still we can read about the things that happened to us aforetime as well. And it's the same thing. It's a different nation of people, man. That's all it is. You understand? So read on.
Khan. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said unto the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thy hand, O king.
That's right, you understand? You hear that? That's the bold words of men who serve the Lord, man. They didn't have fear, man. There was no fear in them, in their speech, man. Right. They didn't care. This is the king. This is the ruler of the lands, man, of this great empire, man. But they did not give a damn. They served the one true power, man. They said boldly to the saints, listen, man, our power will hold us down, man. We'll take it, man. You understand? Our power will deliver us out of thy hand, man. You ain't nothing. You understand? Read on.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Also, right, they said they're not careful.
That's
so
right.
they're not stuttering, Salakia. They're giving clear answer to the king. It's like us, Salakia, going to Prince Charles or Boris or something, and say, you know what I mean? We ain't careful to answer you, Boris.
That's
you know what I mean? Same thing, Salakia.
That's right, man. Damn right, man. That's the truth. You understand? It's no different, man. You understand? It is no different because why our foreparents stood boldly in the face of all our adversaries, man. All the enemies of the Lord, man. And we do not regard them. We don't regard their position. We don't regard their rule. Right. You understand? Because it was only a matter of time till our power comes and destroys it and puts them down, man, and brings them to their rightful place. You understand? Read on.
Verse 18. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship thy golden image which thou hast set up. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. It's like his visage, right? It's like sir. Is that his face? All of a sudden, his face.
That's his facial expressions. His whole demeanor changed. You understand?
Broke his heart. It's like
right. It cut him deeply. He felt disrespected, man. He felt it because they didn't give a damn, man. They didn't serve this heathen, man. They didn't regard him. They told him straight up and down to his face. They didn't give a damn. And that's how true men of the Lord are, man.
That's
True men
right.
of the Lord stand boldly in the face of their enemies and the authority, considering they are blameless and they are serving their God. They're not doing any wrong. Listen, man, that is how you are to be. Bold in the face of all adversaries of God, man. Bold in the face of all things. And when you serve the Lord like that, man, listen, man, that's the way you can be. That's the way you should be. You understand? Read on.
Quran Khan. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont, more than it was wont to be heated, more than it was wont to be heated. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and cast them into the burning fiery furnace.
Mm-hmm.
Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats,
Mm-hmm.
and their garments,
Shall I
and
read
were
that again? Read that again.
Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments.
That's right. They're other garments. Meaning here, it's showing you here that they have other garments, man. You understand? It's also showing us that obviously they had their headpieces too. You understand? That's their hats that it's referred to, man. You understand? They had their headpieces and their trousers, their pants, their hosen, you understand? And their jackets and their other garments. They were fully decored in their rightful visage, man. The visage of Israel. That's how we look when we just accordingly for camp and for our duty and the feast days. That's how we were, man. You understand? And that's what they were clothed in, man. So I can read on.
Quran Khan, and were cast into the midst of the fiery furnace.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, because the king commanded Salakia, therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Mm-hmm.
And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king, astonished,
Astonished.
don't say astonished, it said astonied,
No, it's astonished though.
it means astonished, Salakia, and rose up in haste and spake and said unto the counselors, did we not cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see four men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they
Mm-hmm.
have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the son of Yahweh.
That's right, man. That's right. You understand? The 4th one was the Alahayel, man. You understand? That's the angel that was there protecting them, man, and guiding them, man. You
God.
see how these men were? They weren't shifty and soft and weak as we find in the Christian church, man. All grinning teeth with massa and trying to love everybody, man. These men stood boldly for their power, man, for the Most High, man, and they were righteously rewarded. So, you understand? How many Christians can claim this, man? How many fake Israelites can claim this when they do not serve the Lord in
Right.
purity, strength, and honor as they should, man? You
God.
understand? Read on.
Salakia says, if I could,
What's
you,
up?
you know the men that was walking them down to the furnace, right? Even at that time, the angel was with them before they went in there. But you know, like when they were walking to the furnace, the men were burnt up, right?
Right.
The angel was there already protecting them free before they got inside.
Of course, that's right, man. Of course, the
Can't,
Lord will be with those who He has chosen, man. You
yeah,
understand? Read
can't,
on.
can't. Salakia, ye servants, Salakia. He says, then Nebuchadnezzar, came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. And the prince, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was a hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of the fire had passed on them.
You understand? They didn't even smell like they were in fire, man. They were just like brand new, untouched, man. You understand? Not even the beard, not even their hair, nothing was singed by the flame. Nothing. They were as if they were never in fire, man. You understand? Read on.
Come. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be Yahweh of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who have sent his angel to deliver his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word, and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any god except their own God.
That's right. And so like that word there, God, in that context is power. You understand? In the English, when it's translate, if it's capital, and if it says Lord in all caps, that's it saying Yahweh. But in here, it's just saying power. The blessed be the power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Right. So capital G is power, and
no, capital Lord. If it says Lord in all caps, that's it saying Yahweh. Right. This is just saying the power.
Khan. Therefore, I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no other power that can deliver after this sort.
That's right, man. You understand? There is no other power. Even the heathen king Nebuchadnezzar acknowledged it himself. He made the decree because he witnessed with his own eyes the true power of the Most High, man. He witnessed a true God, man, a true power. And he's witnessed the works of that power, man, how he defended these men. He stood boldly for the Most High, man. And when you stand boldly for the Most High, just like we find in the UPK, nothing can stand against you, man. You understand? Nothing. They've had us in court cases. They've had us trying to arrest us, trying to do this, trying to do that. But all of these attempts have failed, man. But meanwhile, when you look at these fake Israelite groups, bro, you understand? You look at these little groups. They're the ones. They're not succeeding as we are they? They're not the ones being blameless, and you know what I mean. With these fake groups, they're found to be, all attacked at their camp, at their little, unauthorized camp speaking. They've been attacked by a woman on camera, being beat down, being shot at, and all cowering behind their little signs. You understand? This is what you find when those men are not serving the Lord. The Lord is not with them, man. You understand? But when the Lord is truly with you, it is evidence in your works, man. It is evidence in the linear and the law of your upbringing, man. And when you are brought up rightfully, like in the UPK under Command General YAHANNA, you understand? This is where the Lord will be. You learn how to have the Lord on your side, man. You learn to stand boldly for righteousness' sake. You understand? And that's what we saw here today, man. This is what we witnessed. You know what I mean? In the time of Daniel, man. You know what I mean? This is Babylon in captivity. This is what we found, man. These brothers were men of the Lord, and because they stood boldly for the Lord rewarded their righteous bravery, man. Their honorable deeds. They did not fear death. And when you serve the Lord truly, you cannot fear death, man. Just as these men. These men did not fear the carnality of men. They didn't just talk about it. They actually didn't give a damn. You understand? That's the true service of the Father, man. You understand? Not banging a tambourine. But so like if we drop that, and can you get me Daniel chapter 6 and verse 7, Bob Shaw?
Daniel 6 verse.
This is later on in the history. You understand? This is the same Babylonian captivity, but now this is their descendant. You understand? This is their family, of course. This is actually Daniel or Daniela. You understand? Now this is actually him in his time, but those members, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, were before. You understand? But this is later on in time, later on down the line, in the time of Daniel, in the Babylon captivity. And we'll find again the repetitiveness of those who truly serve the Father, even in the midst of their captivity. They will find favor in the eyes of their enemies, and the Lord will deliver them, man. So I can read it when you get it, book, sir.
Daniel 6, verse 7. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors, and the princes, the counselors, and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any power or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions. Verse 8. Now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing, that it may not be changed, according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which altereth not. Wherefore the king Darius signed the writing and the decree. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his windows being opened in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon the knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his power, as he did aforetime. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his power. Then they came near and spake before the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed the decree, that every man that shall ask a petition of any power or man within 30 days, save of thee, O king, shall be cast into the den of lions? The king answered and said, the thing is true according to the law of the Medes and the Persians, which altereth not. Then answered they and said before the king, that Daniela, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regardeth not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but maketh his petition 3 times a day. Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him. And he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him. Then these 3 men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is, that no decree nor statute which the king establisheth may be changed. Then the king commanded that they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, thy power, whom thy service continually, he will deliver thee. And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that he purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting, neither were instruments of music brought before him, and he slept, and his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel, And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living power, is thy power, whom thou servest, continually able to deliver thee from the lions? Then Daniel answered, Salakia.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Karawan Khan. Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My power sent his angel and have shut the mouths of the lions, that they have not hurt me. For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt.
You understand? So the Lord defended Daniel, man, or Daniel, you understand? The Lord was with him, man. You understand? Just like I read of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Same thing, man. The Lord is with them, man. And because they stood boldly and did not give a damn what the heathens think, man. They stood boldly and the Lord saw their innocence, man. They were blameless, man. Daniel was blameless. And that the Lord will have to send one of the Alahayam to defend him, man. It must be because he is blameless that the Lord will defend him, man.
Right.
And that's how today we should reflect, man. We should reflect upon how these men stood so boldly in the face of life and death. But today, we in this world, we don't face that, man. We don't face that life and death in this modern age today. You understand? We don't face being put in a den of lions or being put in a furnace. You understand? Full of fire, man. To be burnt alive. We don't face that. We just face scorners on the street and police and foolish people that will try to stand against us in their foolish doctrines.
Concept.
You understand? Maybe someone from your slave may see you. You understand? But that is nothing compared to what our foreparents went through, man. And that is how we must be so much more and so much better to stand and to remember what their deeds, man. To remember their courage and their strength. Because that is how we should be, man. Bold in the face of all things to stand for the Most High, man. This will become before everything. And nothing shall come before it. That is how we should be. You
That's
understand?
right.
Read on, Dr.
And the king was it. Salakia, sir, if I could.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord also fed him in there as well, right?
Not that we just read, but perhaps another.
I think he rose up Habakkuk, and sent him there and fed him. Salakia.
Well, that's not what we're reading here. I mean, yeah, you can probably get another source, but not right here. We didn't read that. You understand?
Come on, no sweat. Then the king, exceedingly glad for him, and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his power. And the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and cast them into the den of lions, them, their children, and their wives, and the lions had mastery over them.
That's right, man. You understand? Those heathen men that accused Daniel and put him up in there. You understand? Those lions tore them up, man. They had dominion over them, had mastery over them, man. And they ate good that night, man. Those lions ate really well with those kids and those wives and those men. You understand? Read on.
Quran Khan, and break all their bones in pieces,
Mm-hmm.
or ever they came at the bottom of the den.
Mm-hmm.
Salakia, is that saying even before they touched the bottom of the den, they were torn to shreds?
Or yeah, Carton. So as they fell into the den, the lions tore them to shreds, man, and then their bones would have been in pieces by the time they hit the ground, basically.
Damn.
You understand? Now, hungry lions and creatures will be jumping up to grab them. So as they fall in, they just catch them and tear them apart, man.
Tear them apart. Then King Darius wrote unto the people, nations, languages that dwell in the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom men tremble and fear before the power of Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
For he is the living power and steadfast forever, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. He delivereth and rescueth, and he worketh signs and wonders in heaven and in earth. Who have delivered Daniel from the power of the lions? So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus the Persian.
That's right, man. You understand? So in the time of the Babylonian captivity, you had Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego who held it down and stood for the Most High, and they found favor in the eyes of the heathen and showed off the power of the Most High, as well as, you understand, in the Persian and Medes captivity, you have Daniel, who was able to then show forth the great glory of the Father once again. You understand, through standing bold, man, and being fearless in the face of all adversaries, man, and all things that may come your way. You understand? That's the difference between those in the truth today and those Christians in the church, man, banging that tambourine and loving the heathens. You understand? There's a respect and a decency that comes, you understand, from when you stand boldly rather than cowering fear like a slave. You understand? And that's the spirit we should have. The spirit we should have is to stand boldly and just with some integrity and strength. You know what I mean? And some level of fortitude to stand for what you believe in, man. To stand for the Father, man. You understand? The Lord does not want cowards, man. That's just a fact.
Right.
The Lord wants men that will stand until to the very end. You understand? Alright, no sweat. If you can get me I'm gonna get another example, you understand? We're gonna go to, can you get me Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 1 though, Bishop? You understand? When we stand bold in the face of our adversaries, man, and we stand bold for the Most High, He will reward us, man. He will show forth His glory unto the heathen and all those that be around us.
Jeremiah 1 verse 1. The words of Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, the priest that was in Anathoth.
Anathoth, yeah.
Anathoth, in the land of Benjamin. That's the land of the so-called Jamaicans, right, sir?
Well, not just the Jamaicans, but yeah, the so-called West Indians,
West Indians, correct. To whom the word of Yahweh came in the day of Joshua, the son of Ammon, the king of Judah.
Josiah.
Salakia. To whom the word of the Lord came in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign. And it also, Salakia, and it came also in the days Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the carrying away of Jerusalem captive in the 15th month. Then the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Then said I, Yahweh, Lord God. And then I said,
No, most high power.
Sorry, Salaki, yeah. Then I said, most high power, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. But Yahweh said unto me, say not I am a child, for thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak.
So like if you jump to verse 6 again, but just say most high power because you don't want to say the Lord's name in vain so much, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Then said I, most high power, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child.
You understand? So this is Jeremiah, man. He was young, a young man. He was really young in carnal age, man. But the Lord told him and gave him the command to do the bidding of the Father, man. And he said, "No, I'm a child, man. I can't be teaching, man. I'm too young, man." Read on.
Quran Khan. But the Lord said unto me, Salakia, but the Lord said
Yeah,
unto me, the
yeah,
Lord said
go on.
unto me, say not I am a child, for
Mm-hmm.
thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee,
Mm-hmm.
and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak.
That's right. You understand? So you can't be saying you're a child. You can't be giving the Most High excuses and saying because I'm young and this and that. Nah, man. The Lord gave him the command. Listen, man. You go and do my bidding, man. You keep the command and do as I say. You understand? Read on.
Quran Khan. Be not afraid for their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith Yahweh. Is that the Salakia? When it says the Lord, am I saying the Most High?
God. That's why
Saith,
we don't say it. We don't need to say it over and over again because that'll be in vain. You know what I mean? So we
Khan,
just say it. Just say the Most High, or just read it as it is. You know what I mean?
Khan. Then the Most High put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said unto me, behold, I have put my words in thy mouth. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over
Mm-hmm.
the kingdoms to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant.
You understand? That's what we do at camp, man. You understand? This is the beginning of this is what we do in camp, man. We destroy and pull down, man. Destroying and pulling down the strongholds and the lies and the doctrines and the false idols that are worshipped in the land. You understand? The foolish and weak beliefs. You understand? And the build, man, to build and to show the brothers, build up your brothers and sisters. You understand? And plant the seed of the truth in them, man, so that they can grow and sprout into righteousness and forsake the idols of the world they live in. Do you understand? Read on.
Karawan Khan. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Jeremiah, what seest thou? And I said, I see a rod of an almond tree. Then said the Most High unto me, thou hast well seen, for I hasten my word to perform it. Salakia, sir.
Mm.
When it says here, for I have hastened my word to perform it, does that mean like he spoke it and it formed?
God, he's hastened his word to perform, meaning he's hastened his word, you understand? Meaning to get the job done. These actions are committed by the works of the Father. If the Father doesn't give the command of anything, nothing will be done. That's why he's hastened the word. You understand?
Come.
Go ahead.
Right, gone. And the word of the Most High came unto me a second time, saying, what seest thou? And I said, I see a seething pot,
So boiling pot, go ahead.
and the face thereof is toward the north.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Lord said unto me, out of the north an evil shall break forth upon all the inhabitants of the land. For lo, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, saith the Lord, and they shall come, and they shall set of every one his throne at the entering of the gates of Jerusalem against all the wall thereof round about, and against all the cities of Judah. And I will utter my judgments against them touching their wickedness, whom have forsaken me, and have burned incense unto other gods, and worshipped the works of their own hands.
So do you know what it's talking about when it says the north? Who's the north?
The north, Salakia. Oh.
So if you remember from verse 1, it said it is in the land of Benjamin, right? So who would be the north?
Judah, no?
No. Who would be the north? In Israel, who would be the north? Remember, read that bit again. Read that bit again and then think about it. Read that last bit you just read again.
Could one council. And I will utter my judgments, Salakia. What, the north part, yeah?
Come on, when it first mentioned the north.
15. For lo, Salakia, when it first mentioned. Then the Lord said unto me, out of the north an evil shall break forth upon the inhabitants of the land.
So what land, Salakia, what land is it they're in?
If they're in Israel, they're in the land of Benjamin, right? Is that talking about Africa?
No, man. In the land of Benjamin, where's that?
I don't know, Salakia. I don't know where that is.
That's the other man. That's Israel, man. You
Oh,
understand?
Khan. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. That's Israel. You understand? So the northern kingdom would be
Oh,
the northern kingdom, Ephraim,
Khan.
Manasseh. You understand? The southern kingdom would be Judah, Benjamin, and then parts of Levi. You understand? So what it's talking about, if you read verse 15, go on.
Khan, for lo, I will call all the families of the kingdoms of the north, Khan, saith the Lord, and they shall come, and they shall set every one his throne at the entering of the gates of Jerusalem.
Right, you see, the gates of Jerusalem. You understand?
Khan. So basically the split kingdom, right? So
well, this is Salakia. Let me see. Salakia, no. This at this time, this is prophesying, you know what I'm saying? The Lord prophesying about what happened from the north. What happened in regards to the northern kingdom going into idolatry. You understand? By the time of Jeremiah, he's given them these prophecies. The Most High has given Jeremiah these prophecies and these understandings. You understand?
Khan. So Salakia, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the southern kingdom, right?
Parts of Levi, because Levi was scattered among all the tribes. You understand? At first.
And the other ones, Manasseh and all the rest of them are the south, right?
The north.
North, Salakia. So they're the ones that's in idolatry, right?
Right, that's what they're right.
Right, okay, I got you. Khan. And I will utter my judgments against them, touching all their wickedness, whom have forsaken me, and have burned incense unto other gods and worship the works of their own hands. Salaki, what did they actually do then? Salaki, if I could.
Well, in what regard? What do you mean?
Like it says here they burn incense onto other gods. What's
that mean? They serve the other gods. You understand? They're doing other rituals and other things to other idols. You understand? To idols, but they're not doing according to what the Lord has commanded us.
Right, Khan. And have burned incense onto other gods and worship the works of their own hands. Salakia, what's the works of their own hands, if I could? Salakia.
They've worshipped their own vanity, man. The vanity of their own traditions and things that they do. That is not, the vanity of their own hands can be, you understand, for example, like keeping Christmas. That's a vanity that they have created in this world. Or a vanity that the heathens have created that they have squandered and loved. You understand? The vanities of their own hands is their idolatry, the works that they do. You understand? Which is all vain because why they're worshipping stones and pieces of metal. They're not actually worshipping the Most High Power, which is vanity. The simple act of worshipping it is vanity in itself.
Can't understood. Border. Thou therefore gird up thy loins and arise and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. Salakia, if I could. So is the Most High here saying, don't be dismayed in front of them, or I'm gonna confound you in front of them. Like I'm gonna lick you down in front of them.
That's right. To confound him, meaning confound him in his words and his what he's teaching. You understand? Just like a fake Israelite group. A fake Israelite group, they go out and teach, and they go on the back side of what we teach in the UPK, but just a bastardized version. And when they teach and debate other groups or religions, they always be defeated and find shame and be confounded. Because not that they understand of them being the Israelites is wrong, but the Lord is not with them. And so he will not show them that victory or glory. You understand? And
Can't.
this is likewise here. If thou be, you understand, thou be dismayed. If you have fear at the sight of them, you understand, you'll be confounded. When you have fear, the Lord will not stand with you. That's what that means, man. You understand? The Lord cannot stand with you if you are fearful or nervous or lukewarm. You understand? You know?
For behold, I have made thee this day a defense city and an iron pillar and brazen bulls against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, against the princes thereof, against the priests thereof, and against the people of the land. And they shall not fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee. For I am with thee, saith the Lord, to deliver thee.
Yes, they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee. You understand? The Lord will stand with Jeremiah, because even in the fear and the midst of the northern kingdom at that time, because today we're all one, Yahshua is all one, you understand? But in that time, when the split happened, in the time of kings, and all the way here in Jeremiah, they've already went to idolatry by this time, you understand? They've already went to idolatry and have already subjugated themselves to these other gods. And these of the so-called northern kingdoms, you understand? These are the ones that become the Gentiles in the New Testament. You understand? For this is Jeremiah. He's been sent to speak and to stand against them and their idolatry. You understand? In his young age. But even in his young age, he stood boldly, man. And he was given the command to do so. You understand? By the Lord. And to stand boldly for the Lord in the face of all things is the way truly be fearless, man. Have a fearless heart, man. You understand? To have a fearful heart or mind, you understand, cannot serve the Father, man. And that's what we've gone through. When you stand for the Lord, you have to stand for Him boldly, man. You understand? And know, literally understand and comprehend that, listen, man, the Lord does not want cowards, man, to do His bidding. You have to be ready to fight and die for His word. Because why? Sooner or later, you have to rule over the earth, and you have to find many wars to stand for this, to keep and hold down the kingdom, man. You understand? But Salaki, if we can drop that, can you get me 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 3, Wakusha?
2 Timothy 2 verse 3. Salaki, was that Salaki? 2 Timothy chapter 3. Chapter 3 verse
2 and verse 3. 2 and verse 3.
2 and verse 3. Come on. 2 Timothy 2 verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua.
Go ahead.
Khan. No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
That's it, man. No man that warreth can tangle himself with the foolish and vain affairs of this life, man. If you truly serve the Lord, man, all those things are vanity and they come left and right and they become after, all but after, you know what I mean, second and third onto the Most High and His work, man. You understand? Nothing else shall come before that. You understand? And we shall stand boldly for it, man. You know what I mean? And enjoy all that comes before us, because why the service of the Lord is the only thing that matters, man. You understand? Any more on that? Okay, no sweat. No sweat. If you get me First Kings chapter 8 and verse 46, Waukesha.
Khan. Verse Kings 8:40. First Kings 8, yeah?
God, verse 46.
46, come on. First Kings 8, 46. Come on. First Kings 8, 46. If they sin against thee, for there is no man that sinneth not, and thou be angry with them, and deliver them to the enemy, so that they carry them away captives unto the land of their enemy, far or near.
You understand? When we sinned against the Father, man, we was carried into the lands of our enemies, man. We
Right.
were stripped of our names and our language and our heritage, man. And we forsook our power and served their false gods, man. You understand? In all the lands that they took us to. Read on.
Come on. 46. Yeah, yet if they shall bethink themselves in the
Mm-hmm.
land whither they were carried captives.
So in the lands wherever we were scattered to, man, South Central America, you understand, all the Caribbean, you know what I mean, North America, Europe, UK, you understand, wherever we were scattered, man, when we bethink ourselves, man, remember who we are, remember our culture and our language and our heritage, man, in the midst of the lands of our captivity, and serve our power, man, then the Lord will redeem us, man. Then we can come back to what was lost. You understand? Read on.
And repent and make supplications unto thee in the land of them which carried them captive, saying, like, am I going too fast? So I'll do that again.
No, you're right for now.
We have sinned and done perversely.
Mm-hmm.
We have committed wickedness, and so return unto thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their enemies, which led them away captives, and pray unto thee toward their land,
You
which thou
understand?
gavest.
Towards our land, man. Towards Israel, man. And to remember our covenant that we had, that we made with the Father, man. The covenant that He made with us, man. And to remember that He has given us mercy. And that we have this time now to come back to our heritage, man. And to stand boldly in the face of all things and all heathens and all nations and kindreds, the stronghold of this earth. To stand boldly for His righteousness' sake, man. Our heritage that was taken from us, man. You understand? So, like, if you get me, Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30, Brother Kushar.
Come. Baruch chapter 2, verse 30. For I knew that they would not hear me,
Mm-hmm.
because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves.
That's right, man. That's to be thinking. That's to be thinking in the cell that you read about in the Kings, man. You understand? The Lord knew how rebellious and stiff-necked we are, man. He knew how rebellious and simple we can be as a nation. But He also knew, man, that in the midst of our captivity and our oppression and our suffering, then we will remember the Lord, man. Then we will remember the Father, man. You understand?
Fine.
Read on.
And shall know that I am the Lord their power. For I will give them a heart and ears to hear, Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name.
That's right, man. We shall think. That's what we're doing right here and now, man. We in the
Mm.
UPK and all today fulfilling prophecy, man. Since 1969, you understand, these brothers, these elders, man, and these holy men of the Lord have been preaching and teaching the Lord's heritage, man, to the lost sheep. And we have been fulfilling prophecy. You understand? Read on.
Quran Khan. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name.
Mm-hmm.
and return from their stiff neck and from the wicked deeds, for they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the land. The Lord, Salakia, the Lord.
That's right. Go
Which
ahead.
sinned before the Lord. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers,
You understand?
Abraham.
Give an oath unto our foreparents, man, our forefathers that He gave us, man, and that's what the Lord will give us, man, in the reward in return, man. When He has returned, then He has sealed us. I sealed at 144, and He has sealed us in His law, and we are ready. The time is right. He will send our Savior, man. He will send Yahawashi, man, our King, and He will bring redemption unto Israel, man, and He
Right.
will bring great judgment unto the
Right.
lands of our oppressors, man.
Right.
You understand? Any more?
Concert. Which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished.
Mm-hmm.
And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land which I have given them.
You understand? And that is what will be the fulfillment of us when we stand boldly in the midst of our captivity
Right.
to our oppressors, man. When we
Mm.
stand bold and we separate ourselves from this kingdom and stop conforming to the things that we see here, man, that's when the Lord will redeem us, man, and we will have our reward, man, have our rulership and our rightful place on the earth. So with that, you understand, we'll close up the class Salakia, with the announcements from Triple Aki Al Korab, man. Clap it up.
We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, under Commanding General YAHANNA. Rules for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, 8-10, means tenth or 10th in the Hebrew, Ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. The Holy Convocation is the 6th of September, which is Monday, at 394 Lodge Road, and that's the Feast of Trumpets.
No. It's the world.
Is that the Salakia? What feast is it? Do you know?
Quiet.
Salakia. Feast of Trumpets, right?
Quiet. Memorial blowing of trumpets.
Well, memorial of the blowing of trumpets. Remind the Akim and Akwaf to check the bulletin board in the hallway. Anyone who wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, headband, and scarf. And with that, margin.
Now we're gonna close out with just the security, just the
Announcements,
courtesy
yeah?
salute,
Come.
just
Salakia.
the courtesy salute.
Salakia.
Imagine
Amarjim. Amarjim Shabbat. Amarjim. Yahweh Bashima Havishai Rakatah.
Salakia. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah.
Barak, Yahweh Shem Shem Takatah. It's like the one.